Greetings and wholeness. As you can tell by the topic, we're coming in hot, okay? And we are talking about the chess Masonic perception of marriage on a chessboard, right? So, we will be talking specifically about the king and the queen on it on this video. In this video, okay? So, the king makes one move at a time on a board. If you're not familiar with chess, we're going to talk about the moves that both pieces make. And the king, he makes one move at a time in either direction, up, down, left, right. The queen, she makes the moves as a bishop, as a rook. So the bishop moves diagonally on the color that they represent, like either white or black. They will be moving diagonally, um, like on the black or white square. And then the next move she also makes is just like the rook, where it can go from all the way horizontally or vertically across the board, any move that it has. It also moves like a pawn, the queen, in one direction, in any direction. So she moves just like every chess piece on the board, except for a knight. So those chess pieces that she moves like represent vitality. It represents Mercury, Venus, and the moon, right? So Mercury, for instance, rules communication, technology, strategy. Bishop also represents, yes, Mercury. Strategy, foresight.
Just that diagonal piece. Move that way or that way.
Mm-hmm. Right, vitality is the rook, the castle, and the pawn represents the moon. Or I may be wrong, but regardless, her role is Venus, which is love, beauty, attraction, harmony, and Mercury, foresight. So thinking, ahead of time. Like, okay, we have 2 toilet paper rolls left in the house. We need more in the next couple of maybe days, depending on how many family members live with you, right? And so she's thinking ahead, organizing ahead of time, so she can keep up with the rhythm of the place, of the household. And the king, he moves very strategically,
Queen as well too, of course.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
So he executes what she delegates to him. And the whole pieces are protecting the king and his vitality, his health. Because the king is surrounded, then he is off the board. Then, the game is lost,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if his health is compromised, right, then women, you will know, okay, it's over. It's over. He's down. He's down. Okay. So it's very important for his vitality, his health, his spirit.
Safety.
His spirit, yes. His spirit to be, to not be surrounded, right? Feel cornered, right? And I feel like he may feel cornered in a household specifically because he is doing things that he's like, that's not his role, right? So it's the lack of honoring each other's roles in the household that will have a man feel cornered or surrounded, his spirit drained and everything, lifeless, because he is trying to fulfill all these roles that aren't built within him. and that is built within us, especially being communal. So women, we can be burnt out or feel like we're not honoring ourselves and our roles, because that is, it's okay. Thank you.
Yeah, mosquitoes trying
Mosquitoes,
to
flies,
rub it off right
yes.
now. Mosquitoes.
Um, yes.
We in nature.
And time limit, but nonetheless, right? So the reason why, like, we get divorced, do all of this is because the man is trying to fulfill um, roles for a woman that he is not designed for. And women are like, you know,
Move,
sisterless.
move like a rook. Move like a bishop. It's like I can only move like one square at a time.
Mhm.
You know?
Yes, have foresight and all of that. It's very important to have strategy. And what I've learned with other sisters, because it's very important to have other queens, to strategize with, even if it's your household, you have healthy women around you that only want the betterment for you, your family, and your household. How do you know? You test them. You test in the Bible. It says, test every spirit, test them. They failed. That's it.
Or
You know,
check them. In this case, it's
check
check them.
them. Yes,
Check them and check. So they're forced to move a certain way to get out of that check.
exactly.
And depending on how they move, will be either advantages or vice versa, as well too. But
Mm-hmm.
I must also interject and say two pieces as well, like two primary concepts for chess, and that's development. On a board for life.
Strategy.
As a trinity, as a unit.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to have development before you attack. Don't attack too early. First, develop your pieces, get them out. Set your structure, then attack. A lot of folks, we might attack too early, for our goals too early without making a good solid structure and position first for our
Strategy.
pieces and all that. Make sure all pieces are in a safe place and all that, not hanging pieces. A hanging piece is a piece that's not, not defended properly by next piece.
So I will ground that in our household stage, right? Okay, you have the baby, and you
Mm-hmm.
realize, wow, we had no strategy whatsoever.
Attacks, yep. Y'all attack, but straightforward, yep.
Right? So now you feel like you're constantly on the defense, but you do always have a break time to create a strategy, to create a plan that works for the betterment of your family and honoring both roles. It is very important to have community. Um, Especially when it comes to familyhood, to the householding stage. You cannot do everything on your own. Hence, why you pay someone to mail someone for you. We are very interdependent
Mm-hmm.
beings. And again, we can corner our husbands, end up, or partners and whatnot, when we depend and solely on our partner, you know, and have them fulfill every role. They can't. You
Mm-hmm.
can't fulfill their every desire.
A next piece as well too is that in chess, one cannot checkmate, achieve the actual goal of the game to win with only one piece. A queen alone cannot checkmate, the king alone. It cannot. It needs to have a next piece or some other kind of obstacle or something. Yes. So one piece alone cannot, you know, execute a checkmate. A queen alone cannot execute a checkmate.
Mhm.
He's the next pawn or bishop is the next piece. At least two pieces can execute a checkmate. So with that being said, that shows the level of community that's needed to create, you know, that execution for a checkmate.
Mhm. To execute a goal, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you need to outsource, right? It's very important to know this, and build one's community, especially as a woman, a mother. You have to create your own community, um, based off of your family's values, right? So again, that is the reason why families end up breaking apart, you know. It's not, oh, we didn't start off with a strategy, you know, before. Okay, you're in it. Now it's time to create that strategy, you know. You're never too late to create
Mm-hmm.
that strategy, that plan, you know, like we still got breath in us, we still got able
Plenty.
bodies, you know, we can do this, right? So another way is that women are burnt out again, putting it all on the man or all on themselves, not honoring the man's role and not honoring their role. Again, we help each other, ourselves, by leaning on a community of other women that can see, that have that foresight. Men do not. They ground us, you know, um, with it, like in the present and all of that, while we're in the air thinking about the next thing, you know. How can we fix this? How that is our mind. We can definitely tell, like, it's like, oh, what's on your mind, honey? No, nothing's on his mind. Nothing's on his mind,
Yeah.
okay?
If you see like the king and queen, on a board in faster motion, the queen will look like a pinball. It's like poop 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 poop, and
That's
the
her
king's
thoughts.
like this. That's it, you know. So yeah, just really seeing the dynamic of the intellect, you know, and
Hmm.
wisdom.
Yes. And not to you know, put the man down or put the woman down or anything, put her up, you know, it's none of that. Like,
It's
we all
collective. It's
need
collective.
each other on the board to win that game, right? It is collective, you know, like, this is a collective system, you know, like, we all need each other to win this game of war. You know. But yeah, nonetheless, it is a woman burning out because she is strategizing, she is doing all those things on her own, when it's very important to be doing this with other sisters, you know, like, hey, you know, I tried, but I keep getting the same results, like, I need help. People off the game, you know, out the game, can be like, here, this and that, this and that. This is where I see that and this and that, you know? Yes, you can be like, I don't know. But again, it's very important to surround yourselves around people that want the betterment for you and your family, you know, and your growth, and their growth, and, you know,
Hmm.
growing together, right? And I know it may seem very, how do I call this, like, very up in the air, but it's really not. Our men are literally calling. Like, I was learning about this midwifery, just learning stories about midwives, and a lot of the stories were men actually seeking out help for their
Mm.
woman. um you know, and women, you know, they're like, you know, I got this, blah, blah, and they do. But it's, the more we have children, the more we'll see that we do need the help. It's not a want. You have no choice no more. You need this help, you know. And there are times that, yes, you know, our men, you know, suggest things because, you know, they're not totally seeing the whole picture, you know, very in the here and now. But we chose that man for a reason, where we do have to trust their
Hmm.
their own intuition, you know.
And
But
that
nonetheless, it is
foresight.
usually pushing us towards community, because they know, they see that they can't do it on their own, and neither can you, as the woman, the queen on the board. So you do need a bishop, a knight, you know, to come through and help you in that way, help your family, because again, he cannot do it all. So because we're all over the place, he can see in the very much groundedness of, you know, space, time, and all, you know.
Hmm.
So he can make those grounded moves for us, you know. um yeah, so I do want to say that, again, with the midwife story, you know, it was men seeking out midwives because they're like, this is
Wow.
out of my scope. You know, this is out of
Hmm.
my scope. And who is delegating this? It's women, You know, there are men in this field as well, but it's usually women in this field holding women, you know? So he is knocking on her door like, my wife needs you. Shoot, I
Mm-hmm.
need you, you
Because
know?
the woman's already doing so many moves already, you know,
Mm-hmm.
defending this
Yes.
pawn and that bishop and everything and all that. So the king has time to see what's not needs
Mm-hmm.
to be dealt, and be that extra set of eyes for the for the queen.
Yes, and make those grounded moves towards the betterment of their household, of their entire spiritual being, because they are one, right? So it is important to, you know, create those little steps, for the betterment of you, and not just going straight for the moon,
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we got to pull it back, bring it back, you know, and strategize, and not just go straight, like, oh,
And if one has already kind of went straight for it, how would they
pull it back,
recompensate? Yeah.
just pull it back.
Oh, what you would say. So
Pull
like
it back. Be
basically
like,
like
you know what? I
yeah.
need a rest. I need a, like, okay, I went in, way too fast,
Blazing it up.
um, you know, but
So like as far as Masonic chess goes, like it's like if a queen is already so deep into the enemy territory per se,
mhm.
and after it's done, it's doing its few little moves, bring it back after, because
Bring it
usually
back,
the queen will
call
get
in,
trapped
call
and
in.
get taken away.
That's where, like, the men call in, like with the
Mm-hmm.
midwives, they call in, like, okay, go help her, go help
And
her.
that'd be Mercury, aka the bishop, because
hmm
it's long range. It's like communication. And it's about a sharp, weightiness as well too that the bishop can do, and it
Yes.
can reach there faster because of the way it's designed to reach. So there's people in our lives that are more mercurial, some are more Martian in our lives, some are more vitality and Venusian, etc. So using these kind of luminaries to benefit us.
Yes, and I do want to say that it's also important learning to honor and accept the man, his role in our lives, and our household strategy plan, and also other people, like Mercury, not very in depth, not very intimate. It's high by,
Yeah,
you
like
know,
on an emotional level.
yes, and
Intellectual, yes.
some women may feel like they need more intimacy, and just they're only getting high vibe from people, and that's it. But that is their role, you know. At the time, that is their role as we develop our pieces,
Hmm.
you know. So yeah, we just wanted to come here and share this thing that we're working through ourselves, Um, yeah, and we're grateful for everyone who plays a part in our lives, and grateful to be in other people's lives as well, for the betterment of their household and their family and whatnot in this Grihastha stage,
AKA the householding stage.
mm-hmm, right? Um, so yeah, if you are going through the same thing, you know, and we can be of service, of help, hopefully this video, is a reminder to maybe pull it back.
Grab a
you
chessboard
know
too. Don't
yes.
learn a lot about yourself because each move on a chessboard is your own accountability. So that's why it's such a deep game.
Mhm.
Like you can see the other person's moves very clearly. So each move made,
Oh,
is of your pure account. So yeah, it's a very powerful game. Get a board or something like that. You know what I mean? And
sorry.
teach the kids too. As well. This ancient game.
hmm
And all praises to Most High. All praises.
Yes, wholeness.